L-E-S.
All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? All the blamers out there, thanks for checking out the podcast. This is Blame Your Brother, episode 62. We are back once again to discuss so many topics today. It's going to be a fun one. Hey, but before we get started, we will introduce ourselves. There are three of us that come to you every week. I am 1/3 of the trio. I'm the man in the middle. I'm known as David, a.k.a. D-Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, Glenn Jackson, Nick Nickum, the spiritual midget. I could go on for days, but I will stop where we can get the show going. But I am joined every week by the man to the left of me. He's my actual brother. His name is Lee.
What's up, everybody? It's official. I'm Mr. Woke reporting in.
There we go. Alex Jones of the left, the white Farrakhan, Paperclip, LeBron James, so many names.
LeBron James Paperclip.
Oh, Safety Pin. Yeah,
Pin.
I love Paperclip too.
All right, Paperclip's.
All right, so that's my brother. I'm joined also by the guy to the right of me, and always his name is John.
Hey, everybody. John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. the Nashville Clown, a.k.a. Mr. PTI, a.k.a. the Madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
That's me.
Okay, he's a madman.
Yep.
There we go. So three of us, we form the greatness of Blame Your Brother, and we stream this show every Thursday night on YouTube. So if you go to blameyourbrother.tv, it will take you to the YouTube page, and you can come hang out with us as we record live. There's video, there's audio, all kinds of fun stuff. No telling what will happen live, so come hang out with us, jump in the chat, make new friends, all that jazz. All right, well, we start every show the same way. Probably never stop it, but we have a legal team, and they listen to all the past episodes, and they make me ask a question. Lee, is there anything you need to apologize for? Is there anything you need to retract, or anything that stood out last week you said that you felt uncomfortable with?
No.
Okay, good. All right.
I'm not sure, but no. We'll go with no for now.
All right. Johnny.
That's an unusual setup for anyway.
I was hoping there was something. All right. Hey, Mr. Woke here. I figured he'd apologize for a bunch of stuff. All right. I'm also going to ask John the same question. John, anything you said last week that was offensive, might have offended someone, maybe any group of people that you need to apologize for?
I'm sure I offended somebody, but
but you're not apologizing.
I'm not apologizing.
Ooh. All right. Good job, guys. All right. And nothing. No one tweeted me anything this week, so I guess we're in the clear. We did a perfect show last week. So, all right, well, we're going to start off with, you never know who's listening to the podcast, and I've always thought we do a great service to the world. We bring these news stories. We look at them from different perspectives. All three of us, we see the news differently. We see the world differently. And I've said before, I've told you guys off mic that we're very important, and this week I discovered that another podcast is listening to us. Not only are they listening to us, we are apparently a source of news like Fox, CNN, or MSNBC. I'm going to roll the clip. This is from the Cobras and Fire podcast.
Yeah, I get all my current news, my current events from a podcast called Blame Your Brother. And it's an excellent podcast with three Nashville clowns. Have you heard it? I've mentioned it to you. But have you listened to this podcast?
I have heard a little bit of it, but not a whole lot. I haven't had a chance to dig into it like you have, Luce.
Okay. Well, anyway, I have to mention it.
So there you go. That was a little clip from there. Thank you so much to Cobras and Fire for giving us a shout out. I learned that from a listener of the program. What's his name, John?
Adam Cox.
Adam Cox, who
it's Mr. Cox to you.
Yeah, Mr. Cox religiously listens, and he let me know that they mentioned it. So I subscribed, and now I'm listening to Cobras and Fire podcast. And if you like music and a little bit of news sprinkled in, go check it out. It's pretty good. I checked it out today. I liked it. So I'm gonna hang on and keep on going. But yeah, we're important. We're the CNN of the podcast world.
Yeah, that actually reminds me of the apology that I had mine today. I wanted to apologize for you for even trying to even be even close to as good as a podcaster as you. So
so you're apologizing for coming on the show with a great man such as myself.
Yeah, like last week we touched it, a little bit about.
Okay, I'll forgive you.
But
I mean,
just wanted to bring that back up.
Hey, you're LeBron James in life, but not on the podcast. I am of this podcast. I'm getting us to the
So you're the
championship
you're the LeBron James of podcasting.
of the podcasting. Well, I'm actually.
All right, mark that down in the notes right there. What
I'm
time? Timestamp 5 minutes in.
I'm the Fred Durst. I'm the LeBron James. I'm all of it.
You're the
So,
DJ Rump.
There you go. So I'm
podcasting.
DJT. Yes, of podcasting. All right, guys. So we got a lot to jump into, but we'll ask. Let's start with John here. Anything happened interesting in your week? this past week?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Got a blank slate this week.
Yeah, I feel you, Lee.
Sometimes no news is good news, though.
Yeah, I had a couple cool things happen.
All right, here we go.
So you know the famous rapper Yelawolf?
Yelawolf.
Yelawolf?
No.
I'm sorry.
You keep saying yellow wolf.
It's Yella.
Yelawolf.
Yella.
Yeah, thank you.
Yelawolf.
Okay,
Sorry.
Get it right.
I apologize.
We've already established I'm the blackest man on the podcast, so I'm here to correct you with your rap names. Yelawolf.
Well, Yelawolf is white, first off.
But he's in the rap game, predominantly a black man's.
So this is like,
thing.
what would you call a genre? So I had some people call it country rap, but I consider it more southern rap because it really has nothing to do.
Southern rap, really, yeah.
Country rap is misleading, I guess. I don't know. I don't really listen to the guy, but I did go to his concert. He was opening a couple of stores in the Marathon Village and had like Bubba Sparxx put my mom on it. So I've been saying that for years and didn't even realize where it came from.
Did you say it to him?
No, this weekend I heard the song again.
I mean, did you go up to Bubba Sparxx and say hello?
No, I didn't, but I was within like 5 feet of him. He got kicked out of the bar for opening a garage door.
So this was the chance for you to sell the podcast to Bubba Sparxx. And
I didn't even think about that.
Swung and missed. That's why you're not the MVP of this podcast.
I'm not. I would never want to be the MVP of this podcast. Then Friday night, I also had the night of 1,000 tweets. I got like 6 views on my tweets. That was pretty cool. I don't know if you saw me.
What does that mean? What?
There was some really random stuff you put out.
So I just had I don't know how. It was probably like 20 tweets within a couple of hours or something, which doesn't seem like that many when you say it out loud. But, it was just like a stream of consciousness, try to tweet as often as I can. That was my Friday night.
It'd be great if you did it from the BYB Pod account. That would be fantastic.
No, not what he was tweeting. It would know.
I read what he was tweeting. It wasn't anything too bad. Hits are
too
hits.
bad.
I mean, I don't think it was bad.
Whatever.
John's obviously did not feel your tweets were up to par. Why not, John?
It seemed like he was trying to be funny, but it wasn't.
Oh.
Wow. I mean, I would like to say that's not accurate, but it kind of is.
Oh, my God. Shots fired already. 5 minutes
I don't think I've ever seen a tweet from John's account anyway. So,
you responded to one of mine actually today.
What did you oh, okay. I'm sorry. You replied tweet. You added someone. Okay. Yeah,
that's great. What can you
all right, so let's have a tweet war, John. You think you're so funny. Let's see you have a Friday night of 1,000 tweets.
Who would like? I want the listeners to step in. Who would like to see a tweet war between John and Lee? That'd be fantastic.
It would be pretty funny.
Okay.
And none of this
my tweets would be.
None of this.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Still firing shots. None of this scheduled, reserved, I Googled nice tweets. This has got to be all original content,
Okay.
What was the Sarah Jessica Parker tweet, Lee? Go ahead and give us some of your
so weird.
This is I wish people need to stop saying Sarah Jessica Parker has a horsey face. It's rude to horses everywhere.
Coming from the guy who says you should never judge somebody by the way they look.
So you said this about who? Sarah Jessica Parker?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Misogyny alert. Misogyny alert.
Okay, I think I have a new thing with the misogyny alert.
Yeah.
Hating a single woman is not misogynistic. It would only be if you hate all women would you be a misogynist.
So judging women based on their appearance.
Judging a woman.
Okay.
If you said all women are weird, that's misogyny.
Do you have your notebook? Because you may want to write some of this down for next week. Because these are words you're saying.
These are what you'll be apologizing for next week.
I mean, you really never heard the Sarah Jessica Parker horsey face thing? I thought that was a funny tweet. My wife was not impressed.
Your wife literally read the tweet and was not
She
impressed.
corrected me and said that is just crude.
Misogynistic.
No.
Okay. Well, let us know if that's misogynistic or not.
So, at Brother to Blame. You can go back and check it out.
Check out all the unfunny tweets according to John. Yeah. And Lee said they're decent.
If you're having trouble sleeping, these will put you right out.
Whatever.
Wow.
Okay. Well, the tweet off's coming. So
War and Peace, Lee's tweets.
Wow. You got anything?
I don't.
You gotta remember, John used to be like the master of the burn. You know, like he would get into what do you call those? I mean, like just a burn contest, or what do you call it? Is there another word for it?
Oh, there is.
Like, I don't know. It's like a roast off or whatever. He would basically go into he was like the Eminem of roasting.
Eminem. Hey, when you're on the bottom rung, you can't fall off any lower, right?
That's true.
What do you got to lose?
He's not being on the ladder at all.
What is it? Did he just kill you?
I think it's an attempt.
Okay.
I mean, you can say it's an attempt, but your comeback was sort of weak.
It took us 61 episodes and we're here, baby. So, or 62, I'm sorry. All right. That's fantastic.
John Tortorella is the Eminem of podcasting.
I think that one went over his head. So
we got the Alex Jones, the
we're going to start
Eminem.
calling him Slim Johnny.
Slim Johnny. All right. Okay, so this past week for me, nothing really of any great accord. I mean, we'll be talking about topics. I mean, a lot happened this week.
Really? Nothing? You guys are...
I mean, bro. I mean,
I stayed home and I was on Twitter all Friday night. Come on.
Yeah, I know. You live in
that is exciting, okay? I got to go pick up Mexican food for my pregnant wife. It was a blast.
I kind of realized that, I mean, I did see something great on Monday night. I was watching football and the trailer for the new Star Wars movie came out, The Last Jedi. Did you guys check that out?
I did.
I did.
Okay, what are some initial thoughts? A lot of people are not. I work with a guy who literally is not going to watch the trailer at all because the director of the film said, do not watch the trailer, which is really bizarre. I've never heard that.
They edited it. They put in scenes that were intentionally misleading so that people...
Yeah, you could tell like some of the scenes. It looks like they're talking in the scene, but you can tell that the scenes are taken from different parts of the movie.
So it's like Star Wars reality TV or something.
So what are some initial thoughts on the trailer, John? I mean, I'll start with you.
I was mainly tuning into the trailer just to see. I love trying to figure out stuff ahead of time.
Yeah.
So I was just wanting to see if I could, maybe figure out Rey's origin or just try to find out more information about Snoke, little things like that. But I was given nothing.
Okay. I mean, I enjoyed it. I'm excited for it. It's happening in just a couple of months now, which is crazy to think about. I don't think I'll be there opening day, but I definitely want to go watch it the first week. I'm excited to see it. Lee, is there any excitement? Because you hated The Force Awakens, right?
I mean, hate is a strong word, but I did let it flow through me a little bit. The problem I had with The Force Awakens was it was the same. It's like they didn't make a new movie. They were so gun shy over the first three, that they just took all the great things about the original three and just smashed them into one movie. And they're like, we can't strike out with this, right? So this one alone should be better, but I have to say, I still think Kylo Ren is the worst Sith Lord I have
You don't think he looked better?
Seen.
You don't think he looked better in the trailer? I think he looked a little bit better in the trailer, man.
Oh, man. I mean, yeah, he's a hotshot pilot now. Like, the CGI is going to be spot on, man. Space battles, it's happening, He's flying.
He did seem a little weak in the first movie.
Of course, but I think
he seemed a little weak in the trailer too.
Didn't Luke Skywalker seem weak in the first one? I mean, honestly.
But he had no training whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think this guy's had much training.
That's not the point. The point is
they kind of insinuated that he did.
Oh, okay. I don't think he's had much. I mean,
look, that's not the point, man. Okay.
Well, I guess he did. You're right. I guess Luke trained him, right?
Yeah, right from as soon as he could.
Okay. Well, I don't know, but I'm hopeful that. Spoiler alert. This is from Not Playing Stupid in the chat. Spoiler alert, Snoke is Donald Trump. That would be amazing. Actually, I watched Mr. Robot. That the new season started up this week. And there is season 3. And if you haven't watched Mr. Robot, go back, check it out. It's a great show. But in the opening episode 1 of season 3, there was a Donald Trump basically, this hacker hacked a bunch of stuff. Bad stuff happened, and they're kind of just saying, oh, yeah, man, this allowed Donald Trump to get into office, man, and destroy the world, bro. He's destroyed the world, man, because of hacking, man.
We're going to bring down the credit card records.
Yeah, that's pretty much
what we're going to burn the tapes. And
kind of like
Iron Mountain.
Fight Club?
It's kind of like Fight, yeah, in a sense, yeah.
It's nothing like Fight Club.
A little bit.
Well, bringing down the credit card records and stuff, that's pretty much
I mean, if you're not, I'll tell you off the show about it. But anyway, so I just thought that was funny. So anyways, you're lukewarm about the new
No. I'm always excited to go see a Star Wars movie. Oh. I'm a like a sci-fi hipster, right?
Then you'd hate Star Wars, wouldn't you?
Have you not heard all my comments on this podcast, John?
He does kind of hate Star Wars.
But I mean, that's still, a hipster hates it, but they're still excited about it at the same time, you know?
Huh. Well, I mean, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Am I off base here?
No, I understand what you're saying.
I mean, here's the thing. I hope it's amazing, but the expectation is that it won't be.
You think so?
I mean,
I think that's a healthy way to look at movies.
I guess.
Have low expectations. That way, if it is good, you're blown away. But if it's bad, you're like,
yeah, but man, that's a terrible way. It's a terrible way to live your
I'm
life.
not like most people, man. Like most people hated the first, chronologically the first 3 in the series. And I liked a lot of stuff about it. So I also didn't like a lot about it too, but
right, yeah.
But we'll see.
All right.
I don't feel like the characters are as compelling.
Oh, I love them so far.
Like who?
Ray's great.
I don't think she is that good of a character.
Oh, I thought she was fantastic.
I mean, let's be honest, David. Your favorite's Cameron Poe, just like everybody else's.
Cameron Poe, who the
pilot. Everybody loves him.
I liked Ray the best. I thought she was fantastic. I dug her. So, all right, wait a minute. That's what I did this way. I saw the new Star Wars trailer. So there you go. Fan-freaking-tastic. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. We got a bunch of things to talk about this past week that happened. Lee, I'm gonna let you just go ahead and play Russian roulette with the topics. What do you feel comfortable starting with? What would be a good jumping point here? I mean, there's so much going on. There's Trump. There's Harvey Weinstein. There's NFL coaches doing a lot of cocaine, falling in love with strippers. We got a number of topics. What would you feel comfortable starting off with?
Well, let's go to the cocaine story.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. All right, guys, if you don't know this story, I don't even know if we can play the comments on the show, but basically Mr. Forrester was a offensive line coach for the Miami Dolphins. And a video surfaced of him doing cocaine with looks like a $20 bill there. And
couldn't even break the Benjamin.
And he is recording this for his stripper girlfriend. And basically saying, baby, I'm doing this cocaine. I'm thinking about you. I want to see you later, do things to you, blah, blah, blah. So he took this video for her and apparently was doing it before practice.
Before a meeting.
Yes, before a meeting.
He's like, I got a meeting to go to, so I'm going to do a couple lines of cocaine.
If we had to describe what this guy looks like, just for the podcast listeners, he's a white guy, probably in his 50s. I mean, he is about nondescript as can be. Like,
kind of looks like you.
A little bit. You would not imagine this guy is dating or seeing a black stripper, but that's what happened. And she released said video.
She released it?
She released it to the media. Wow. Do you know why she released it? Why do you think she released it, Lee?
Jilted lover.
Nope.
He did something to piss her off.
Nope.
Money.
She released it because it wasn't fair to Colin Kaepernick that he is not in the NFL and this man who is a known cocaine user has a job. So she decided to be a social justice warrior. She was going to release the video, and now Mr. Forrester has been let go by the Dolphins. He's no longer there.
I guess they're going to have to take away her best girlfriend t-shirt.
Yep. And I just go back to this. We talked about this with Mia Khalifa. We talked about this with Reggie Bush's girl on the side. There used to be some integrity to mistresses.
With women?
With mistresses. Have you guys not watched The Sopranos, Mad Men, any of these shows?
You mean
chicks?
Fake stories.
Well, Sopranos based on real story.
Based on a true story.
Side chicks used to be loyal.
Did they? Based on what?
Just based on Marilyn Monroe banging JFK. That never came out.
Of course it came out.
Everybody knows about it, but it never came out.
Well, yeah, after she died and he died, I
don't know about that.
I mean, and they're saying he was an idiot for trusting a hooker.
I don't remember that line from Candle in the Wind.
Goodbye, Norma Jean. You didn't tell on JFK. But this is so ridiculous. I mean, number one, okay, yeah, you can't make this video. I know we've all been to strip clubs before, okay, guys? And we've all caught feelings for a stripper while inside a strip club, okay? I know somebody. I know somebody. No, I know somebody up here. I'm not going to give any names. What kind of fell for a stripper while we were out. But anyway, that's not the point, okay? I'm not going to point any fingers. But,
point some fingers. If you're talking about me, that's completely incorrect.
Oh, it's you at my bachelor party. But anyway.
Wow.
Hey, I've caught feelings for a stripper before.
I've never.
But I never dated one or saw one on the side.
That's crazy.
Technically, you did date one.
Oh, well, after. I caused her to be a stripper. So that's what she told me. Because I broke her heart, she decided to be a stripper and become a lesbian. But that's another story for another day. But anyway, you can't do this video, right? I mean, what are you thinking, man? You can't be taking videos of you doing lines of cocaine before going to your job.
Listen, man. You can't be doing lines of cocaine before you go to work.
That's what I just said.
You probably shouldn't be doing lines of cocaine in your free time, for that matter.
That's probably true.
You know, most people can't handle cocaine.
Look, if there's anything that you don't want anybody to ever see, don't record it.
I'm with you on that. That is probably true. But like I said, I think when people catch feelings and they think that they're in love with this person, or, you know, they have a bond with them, they're finding out slowly but surely this is not true. It's an untrue. And
look, there's a bigger issue going on here.
What's that? Go ahead.
This guy's like, you guys are just looking on the surface and seeing what's going on here.
Okay.
This guy's tripping. Okay.
Okay.
This guy's on some kind of ego power trip. Okay. Because obviously he shouldn't have trusted this woman, right?
Bing, yes.
All right, so this is for sure based on this.
It's a future key. Don't trust a stripper.
Don't trust us right.
But like he should have known that.
Well, yeah, he
should have known that.
But brother,
but he's in this he's how much do you think an offensive line coach for the Miami Dolphins makes?
I mean, he makes good money. I mean, 6 figures easy.
At least.
Way more than that, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's living the Miami lifestyle. He's high on cocaine.
He's got enough to afford at least 3 lines of cocaine and a $20 bill.
Okay, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I'm gonna go further. I have a bigger problem with this. Is that this man's on cocaine? He's coked up. He's got, he's jacked up. He's ready to go. Right. And this team, their offense is trash, man.
Obviously, the coaches.
Now we know why.
I would assume the cocaine would inspire you to push the offense faster down the field, right? It's like, come on, man, let's run some routes, man. Come on, man.
No, it probably did.
Maybe he didn't give the players enough cocaine.
Well, maybe the problem was his offensive line players were so bad.
They were so coked up.
He needed cocaine just to coach them,
I just would expect a hurry up offense from this team. You know what I'm saying? Like
he's ready to go.
We're gonna run 45 plays in the first quarter.
Well, whatever. It obviously did not work.
So my bigger issue for this guy, who obviously is our idiot of the week.
Oh my God, I am surrounded by idiots.
You idiots! To the idiot mobile. You idiot!
You're an idiot.
Well, that's because you're an idiot.
Obviously, idiot of the week. Not even there's no contender that even comes close to this. There's people that did worse things, but this guy's the biggest idiot of the week. You trust this stripper, and you got fired from your job for it. And I don't know if this guy's married or whatever. I could care less, really, truthfully. But yeah, don't, guys. I mean, and like we said, this could be a key or not. Key, don't trust a stripper. Don't do cocaine before your job meetings. I mean, this guy's just
don't record it.
Or just cocaine is a hell of a drug, right?
Yeah, cocaine's a hell of a drug, man. We've seen other skits before. And basically, like I said, Colin Kaepernick, once again, enters into this because he's the primary reason she said they interviewed her.
Weird.
They
That's
interviewed
so
her.
Weird.
What
did she like? Did she know Colin?
And then someone in chat said he's not even doing lines very good. So I mean, there is that. So
there you go.
Yeah,
I thought he was doing a good job. I don't know. I guess I don't know that much about.
Well, he did like 3 big lines, and he's got some wide eyes, so he must have been jacked up. I want to see the cocaine head coach, man.
I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't the first set of lines he did, where he thought take a video was a good idea.
I mean, don't you know?
He's got more. He's got more.
I mean, the stripper, good-looking girl, but guys, you can't, just like John said, don't video yourself doing stupid stuff, especially if it's a chick on the side. What are you doing, man? Like, even Rex Ryan had a video come out, the former coach of the Jets, where him and his wife, he showed he had a foot fetish, and somehow that got released to them. I don't know how that got released, but just, guys, if it's stupid, don't record it. Don't send it to anybody, okay?
No, that's not. Don't say guys. That's
guys, women,
anyone.
Guys, gals.
I think he means guys, as in you people out there.
Yeah, I just want to be clear, because I guarantee you that if you send a dude a nudie photo, that's public knowledge.
No, for
right?
sure.
Like,
oh, yeah, for sure.
Everyone sees that.
For sure.
I mean, I guess some people want that, but.
All right. Well, speaking of guys, this week the Boy Scouts have announced they will allow girls into the ranks of the Boy Scouts. And I got a couple messages about this. People are not happy about this. And Lee, a lot of people thought you would probably not have a problem with it. So I'm going to start off with Lee here. What do you think about the girls being allowed into the Boy Scouts?
This is confusing to me. Like, isn't there already a Girl Scout
Okay,
troop?
Here we go. I want to read this. I'm not going to give a name unless the person says it. But anyways, the Boy Scout fiasco makes me infuriated. I've been in large Facebook groups fighting with safety pin punks. Here are the stats I came up with to shut some of them up as much as possible. And he lists how many Boy Scouts there are, how many people are in the U.S. He said there's 23 million kids between the ages of 12 to 17. So roughly 4.6 million 17-year-olds in the U.S. So we're going to change the entire Boy Scouts for the 0.011996956251739% of the population of teenagers that become Eagle Scouts every year. Absolute bullshit. He says, we are such effing punks based on a handful of people complaining. So,
I don't understand why he's so angry about it, though.
well, people are angry because this is the Boy Scouts, man. There is a Boy Scouts and there's a Girl Scouts. Now, I will break down what they're going to allow them to do. They're not going to let the girls merge in with the boys. So basically, if there's Girl Scouts,
there's big troops of separate genders.
There will be separate genders, and girls will be allowed to become Eagle Scouts. Now, I know, knowing some Girl Scouts in the past and present, that they feel that they don't do as many things as the Boy Scouts do, which may be true. And I was never in the Girl Scouts, so I cannot speak to that. I do have 2 children that are in the Boy Scouts today, and they do a bunch of stuff, camping, survival, all that good stuff, you know. And I guess this is, this is not the first time they've come into the news. I mean, just a few months ago, they were going to allow transgendered children to join and things like that. So their big quote here at the beginning says, "We believe it is critical to evolve how our programs meet the needs of families interested in positive and lifelong experiences for their children," said Michael Serbaugh, chief executive of the Boy Scouts. So do you have a problem with this, or you don't care?
Honestly, I don't care. But with that being said, I'm going to have a take and not suck, I guess.
There you go.
So why don't the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts just come together and form one scout organization?
I wouldn't have a problem.
And then
with that.
early on, maybe they can be separate, but then eventually they all join into one big group, kind of like life,
That would make sense. It is kind of, I mean, I don't know, maybe just at a younger age, it's better for boys to be hanging out together where there's no shenanigans when they go to camping trips and things like that. But I mean, there's girls there. I mean, you can bring your family and camp out. So I mean, is the big issue just that the Boy Scouts have this coveted Eagle Scout? Someone posted in the chat about the Golden Award for the Girl Scouts, which no one has ever heard of except people involved with Girl Scouts. But I'm sorry if you had, but we got to change the name. Then it just has to be Scouts of America. You can't call it Boy Scouts if there's literal boys and girls in it. It's stupid. It doesn't even make any sense.
I agree with that.
I mean,
Child Scouts?
Just Scouts. Just call it Scouts of America.
That's
What's
fine.
wrong with it, John? What are your thoughts?
Well, being married to a avid Girl Scout. She was she grew up. Her whole family was in. Her mother was involved with her troop as well, and I've heard a lot of people complain, as far as the women that were complaining about not being able to be part of the Boy Scouts, is they said that the Boy Scouts did a whole lot more cool things than the Girl Scouts did, that all they did was sell cookies. But my wife said that that's because of the troop leaders of those specific troops, that she got to do all the same stuff. They went camping, they did the merit badges, they did all those things. The same things that the Boy Scouts did. Me personally, I mean, I don't really have a horse in this race.
You have a child who's a boy. So
yeah,
you do have a horse in the race.
We are planning on letting him join the Boy Scouts when he gets older. But I mean, if there are going to be separate troops for genders, is his Boy Scout experience going to be any different? Probably not.
Yeah, I just feel this is a bigger issue that's going on in the country today, where I think
it's anybody is wanting to complain about anything they can, and this is just another thing they can complain about.
Yeah. Macy is not happy about the.
You hear the howl in the background.
The Boy Scouts.
The dogs, man. The boy dogs are howling.
No, they're girls.
Oh, they're girls.
And they've always wanted to be Boy Scouts.
Oh, is that the problem?
They're not accepting dogs. And
well, Robin says that's the problem in the chat, Lee. The PR for Girl Scouts and knowledge of the Gold Award lacks public knowledge. So when you think of Girl Scouts, you know the cookies, obviously. So to me, this is a big opportunity for the Boy Scouts to get enough girls in, grab the cookies, and move on and make more money. I mean, that's why I would look at it, So I did get an email from the guy that runs our scouting group, and He didn't have a lot to say. It was a very politically correct email. Just here's the link to it, blah 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 blah. You know, I don't know, but I mean,
did you see where the Girl Scouts slammed the Boy Scouts?
Well, the Girl Scout leader is not happy with this. She said, you know, I don't know that girls would need to go to the Boy Scouts. We can offer as many as they can. So they're not happy as either because they know this possibility they might lose a number of people that are not in the Girl Scouts
anymore. Are the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts a nonprofit organization?
I would say so.
I think they are.
Okay.
I would believe so. I mean, we never do anything for profit. Everything generally goes back into the group. So I just, you know, this whole thing of everyone's got to be involved with everything. They did this at golf courses where that was a little bit ridiculous. All male golf courses. You're like, oh, that's kind of weird. I mean, but and then they had the girls only screening of the Wonder Woman movie. I mean, you know, I think everyone's just very sensitive to everything these days, and everyone's got to be included. And I don't think that's always the case. You know, it'd be like if we had a football team and everyone in the school would have to be on the team. I mean, that's not necessarily how the world works, guys. If it's called the Boy Scouts, okay? If you want to change the name, fine with it. And if there's girls that show up at our Boy Scout meeting, I'm not going to be like, yeah, you're not allowed here. You know, it's maybe inevitably the change was going to happen, but you got to change the name.
So have you ever been impressed with someone's Eagle Scout? Like they're like, I'm an Eagle Scout, and you were impressed?
I have not, but listeners of the show, Ashton, told me that I believe his cousin got an Eagle Scout, got to meet the president, and also got a big scholarship to a college. So apparently
based on his Eagle Scout alone?
Yes, and apparently it's still a big thing.
I think it does look good on a record.
Yeah, apparently it does.
But only if you're like applying to a job where someone else was an Eagle Scout?
He went to no college. He got his college scholarship and met the president. So that's, I mean.
Which president?
I mean, I would imagine it's Obama, but I'm not sure.
How many Eagle Scouts graduate each year, like out of the program?
I don't know. That'd be a good question. It's tough to get it.
My brother-in-law's an Eagle Scout.
Okay, well there you go. So obviously it still does mean something. So if it's, I don't know. I don't have that big of a take on it. I mean, you know, it is what it is. It is kind of silly that we are like the statistic was the best point though. Are we really going to change everything for less than 1% of the population? That's where the big question arises in all this. Like,
to me, it's the smaller number just makes it even more like, okay, just let them do it then. Like, who cares? Like you were saying, we're not forcing everyone to do it. It's just a few people that feel excluded.
Yeah, and
like if a girl honestly feels excluded and she wants to put herself in that position of doing it, then let her. Like, who are we to stop her?
Yeah, but if she's the only one, it'd be a one-party group.
Exactly.
But I mean,
then they know what they're signing up
What about
for.
like all boys and all girls like boarding schools and stuff like that? What if somebody's like, oh, that school's got bigger prestige, so I want my daughter to go there, but it's an all-boys school. You have to let her in now.
That's
you
true.
did it with the Boy Scouts.
Is that true?
But I mean, okay, so who cares? Like,
well, the whole point, it's an NBA is an all-boys school. You think they're going to just let that's a local school if you guys.
I mean, if NBA was to blow up because of this, then great. Like,
well, Robin says the whole thing is stupid. It's a big PR thing for Boy Scouts, which it could be. I don't know. You know,
I mean, there's some girls they were interviewing, at least one that someone had at least convinced that she needed to be an Eagle Scout. So what about her?
Well, here's what I say. Like a football team, okay, there are girls that join high school football teams, and that's fine because that is not exclusively just for guys. I mean, guys are 99% of the players. But girls can join.
We're talking about football?
Yeah, there's football teams.
99%
of football.
0.99.
Oh,
9.
Yeah.
9.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yes, very high.
He was rounding it to a whole number.
I'm rounding
okay?
We could say 100%.
I'm just saying 99% would mean there's a whole bunch of female players, but there's not.
I saw a couple stories lately where there's a girl quarterback now somewhere here in this area. There's a girl field goal kicker and all this. So, but this Boy Scouts, literally in the name, is Boy Scouts.
But here's my problem.
Boy Scouts.
Here's
Boy
my
Scouts.
problem.
Well, the good thing about the football team though is there isn't a female football team,
right?
So
there's a lingerie league.
I mean, in high schools.
Here's my problem.
I'm sure a lot of high school boys would vote for that to happen.
I mean,
look, that's what I'm saying though. There's already so many obstacles for these people to do what they want to do. And you guys are trying to make it harder for them.
What do you mean, these people?
Us guys. Wait, what's going on here?
I'm saying, like, if you were a girl that wanted to meet the president with the Eagle Scout, and you dreamed about being an Eagle Scout,
get the Golden
and you had
Award.
people, but you didn't want the Golden Award. You wanted to be an Eagle Scout. That was your like you grew up, and that's what you wanted to do.
Okay.
And then people like you are going to come up to you and say you can't do it That's just one more hurdle.
Okay,
Yeah?
I want to be on the NHL hockey team
All right,
that
well
wins
then-
the championship. Let me just walk on and join the team. Why can't I just join them? Why not? I want to meet the president. I'll join the Cavaliers or the Warriors or whoever. Can I just walk on?
You
Go
could
ahead.
if you're
Hey,
good enough.
Hey, no.
But that's the point. If I put an artificial obstacle in front of
Okay.
you because of your gender,
So there's no I don't think there was. Maybe there's one white guy on the Warriors. Now, what if
listen,
I?
it's not going to be
hey,
easy for a girl to become an Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts anyway. They're gonna suffer harassment. They're like you said, they're gonna be a loner.
might.
They're gonna be outcast. They're gonna feel out of place. You know, there's already a lot they're gonna have to deal with.
Holy safety pin, Lee. We're changing everything for 0.1%. Ridiculous.
I'm just saying, why does it matter? How does it really hurt anyone that 0.01% is allowed? I agree. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, but why are y'all so upset over 0.01% of the population?
Because it's the mad. It's the
Why is
principle.
that 0.1% so upset?
Because that's my point. It's it's such it could be their one passion in life.
I'm saying when I was a teenager, when you were a teenager, when we had a complaint, nobody really cared.
That's true.
We just had to deal with it. The people that are complaining are adults, which really doesn't have nearly as much bearing as if it were lines upon lines of Girl Scouts that's saying this isn't fair.
That's my point. If there was lines and lines, it would be a bigger issue. My point is that if one person, if 0.01% of the population really, really wants to do it, then why are we so offended about it?
The problem
why
is,
are we
is
gonna
there's
put an
one mom or one dad telling their daughter, your gold award isn't as important as an Eagles award. And that's what's changing. That's what's happening here.
I mean, you can't say that for
All
sure.
right, well, let's move on.
Right.
Speaking of lines and lines and lines, there's lines and lines of women stepping up to say Harvey Weinstein sexually assaulted them, groped them, did all kinds of inappropriate things. This has been one of the biggest news stories of the past week. You can name the celebrities that come forth. Angelina Jolie, you got Gwyneth Paltrow, you have the chick from Suicide Squad, I don't know her name. Kate
Margot Robbie?
No, the Enchantress. All these women are stepping forward now.
Delane or something like that.
Those are the famous ones, and they're all saying this guy who sounds like a total creep basically invited them up to their hotel room, asked for nude massages, would take showers, wanted them to join him in baths, tried to put his hands on them and things like this. This has become the big story in entertainment, in news, in everything this past week. And as you know, I mean, obviously this guy did all this stuff. He has to pay the price.
Definitely.
We're going to make another grand announcement, John. Do you want to make the grand announcement what we don't like here at Blame Your Brother? Go ahead, John. Go.
We here at Blame Your Brother are adding to the list of things that we hate: Nazis, hurricanes, pedophiles, and people who rape women.
There we go. So that if you weren't clear on what we stand for at this podcast, I just find it funny that everyone's tweeting out now, this is unacceptable behavior. Well, thank you.
No kidding.
Yeah, Captain Obvious, thank you for
Yes.
that. Is there someone out there going, totally acceptable, totally fine? I mean, is there anyone really thinking that's really going to come forward and say it? There's no way, right? There's a level of, is there a level of misogyny in Hollywood? Big shocker, guys. But here's what kills me. These are all, and for the most part, Lee, shoot me down if I'm wrong, most of Hollywood's liberal. Would you agree or disagree with that? I don't say most
Sure,
of Hollywood.
if you tell me.
John?
I kind of do want to take exception to what you guys just said.
Okay,
there.
go ahead.
Like you said that you don't like people who rape women. I would take offense to that and say I don't like anyone that rapes women or men.
Okay, fine.
Because if you're following the story, there's actually a lot of men that are coming out and speaking out against how men are treated as well. This is not a man or a woman issue. Did you read who's the guy?
Terry Crews.
Yeah, Terry Crews.
Okay,
you saw the
yes.
Terry Crews thing
Well-
where he was basically sexually assaulted.
Yes, but we're talking about Harvey Weinstein who did it to women.
Right.
Yes.
He's obviously, has a sexual preference one way or the other. But I've heard that men, who's the Harry Potter guy? What's his name?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe, I believe, has come out and said that he's faced, sexual abuse.
So did
in similar type of situation.
Dawson's Creek did too.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
But we're okay.
This is not a.
Okay, but we're going to
Yes,
go
Harvey
to
Weinstein
Harvey
is a-
Weinstein. So here's my problem with this big issue here. So I went to Twitter. I'm always on Twitter, kind of checking out what the vibe is, and a lot of women are starting to put this back on men. Like we are responsible for this. Like men in Hollywood knew this was happening. They didn't say anything. They didn't step forward, so they allowed these things to happen. Now, wait a second. Okay, Gwyneth Paltrow says that he put his hands on her inappropriately. She told Brad Pitt, this is back in like 95, and Brad Pitt walked up to him and said, don't you ever touch her again. Okay, fine, whatever. She, a few years later, when she won her Academy Award.
And this is after the fact.
This is after the fact. She thanked Harvey Weinstein in the speech. And you can't act like people in Hollywood didn't know this was happening. There's jokes about it in award show. There's jokes on TV shows. There's everyone knew this was happening. So these women, they didn't come forward because they were, I don't know, afraid or whatever. I'm not discrediting that. But I think at some point you have to drop that and you have to step forward. If you know this man is a criminal sexual assaulter, it's up to someone to step forward and stop it. Every one of those women that didn't step forward, it's on them to some degree.
They're partially to blame for all the people afterwards.
Hold on. If they burned Joe Pa to the ground, if they burned Joe Paterno and they tore his statue down and took his wins because he didn't say anything about Sandusky in the shower, these women, they have as much responsibility on their shoulders as he does.
Hold on a sec. That's a bold statement.
Yeah, it is.
That is a bold statement. Okay, first off.
That's what this country needs.
You're accusing. I don't know this story. I have not gone and done the research.
Okay.
Harvey Weinstein's done, right, at this point.
Yeah, he's done.
But has he actually been accused of rape?
Yes.
Against who?
So what
have people come out and actually said like forced rape?
Here's what I know. Rose McGowan came forward. Now this is wacky on a couple.
Who was
levels.
the first to come out?
I don't know. Some woman that's not famous, and she's a writer or something. Rose McGowan said someone raped her, and heavily implied it was Weinstein. She signed an NDA saying she settled. A lot of these women settled out of court. That's another problem I have with it. Why would you settle out of court with this man and agree not to talk about it, and you take money? That's blood on your hands once again.
Well, but I mean,
you're basically getting paid for him to do it again.
Yes, 100%, because you know if he did it to you, he's going to do it over and over again. Anyways, Rose McGowan said someone raped her in Hollywood. It's heavily implied it was him, and she settled. She went out of court and said.
So those court documents are sealed, and we'll never know.
Well, she's pretty much coming out and saying it this past couple of weeks.
But what has she said exactly? She was forced raped?
Yeah.
Because I think there's a huge difference between Joe Pa, like seeing kids getting raped in a shower.
Well, they weren't getting raped in the shower. He just saw them fondling them, just like this. He never saw a kid getting raped in the shower. Joe Pa didn't even see them getting raped. An assistant saw it and came and told him. So that's even different.
I mean, it's just
that's secondhand. It's
like here's the thing: if Harvey Weinstein put his hands on Gwyneth Paltrow inappropriately, and then Brad Pitt took care of it, and it was one single isolated incident,
right?
That okay, whatever. The dude's creepy at that point. Right?
I get you.
Like if Harvey Weinstein comes to you and he's like, look, you want to make it? Come to my back room and watch me masturbate, and then let me massage you, which is what he's known to do, right?
Yeah.
That is not illegal. That is not that. That's like if I come up to you.
Oh, that's very illegal.
If I come up to a woman and I say, "Do you want to go out on a date?" and she's like, "Oh my God, you sexually assaulted me by asking me out on a date."
Okay.
That's like a slippery slope. Like if you go up to someone and you ask someone that, and they tell you that's completely inappropriate and never do that again, and you're like, okay,
but you're twisting this. You're not walking up to a girl. You're walking up to a girl that works for you.
I know. That's what
and
I'm
asking
saying.
on
Where's
a date.
The line?
That's a big difference.
Where is the line?
Lee, if I whipped out my junk right now in both of you,
okay, that's slightly different. Once you start putting your hands on people and displaying nudity,
he did it
right. Obviously, Harvey Weinstein is a joke, and he's done.
My problem is with these holier than thou.
Done.
They attacked Trump for saying grab her by the pussy or whatever. They acted like they were so upset. Oh my God, this guy is going around locker room talk. They were dealing with the same monster. None of them said anything.
Oh, what's way worse?
Guilty as sin, every one of you, and you're acting like you're holier than thou. And the men that knew it are responsible too. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, you're responsible. The blood's on your hands. You cancel. Matt Damon canceled a story about it. They were going to publish the story. Matt Damon goes, "Don't do it, please. I'm Matt Damon. I'm holy Hollywood." These liberals.
What do you think he was going to say?
These liberals, they're all phony balonies. Okay,
no, you can't blanketly say all liberals are phony balonies.
These people in this story, social justice warriors who act like, "I'm so offended. I don't approve of this." Get out of my face.
You're literally describing yourself.
The blood is on you. No, because Lee, if I knew a woman,
you're so triggered by this.
If a woman came to me, because I'm sick of it. They're attacking men, acting like we're responsible for this. Oh, this is what all men are about. Maybe we need to re-examine masculinity. Maybe you need to get a clue, deal with your fatherhood issues or whatever you were touched as a young child, and deal with it. Get out of my
But I
face.
mean,
with this.
If Harvey Weinstein was the norm, then yeah, you'd have to question all men. But he's not.
Let me go up now. Have you ever done this to a woman, Lee?
Done what?
Anything he did?
No.
Okay, John, have you ever done it?
Of course not.
I've never done it.
Obviously, you can't. You can't apply an entire gender attributes to an entire gender of people. That's That's incorrect. So anyone that's saying that is literally a sexist, right?
Yes.
Yes. That goes without saying.
It's ridiculous. I mean, the guy, toss him out, put him in jail.
But he's done. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're so focused on this particular instance that you're not seeing the forest from the trees. Is all I'm saying.
No, there's like 40...
you're so emotionally tied into it that you can't even think logically and move forward.
What's the logical thought?
Okay, like you mentioned Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Okay, so did Brad Pitt take care of the situation correctly, or are you saying he's a pig that he should have immediately came out? Because the people in these situations, you're making it like so cut and dry. Like, you should immediately come out and expose this guy. But everyone that's come out said they felt like their careers were in jeopardy if they said anything.
Then boo-hoo.
No, that's you can't these.
I think with the Brad Pitt thing, he might have thought that was an isolated incident.
And he never
exactly. That's a good point, John.
Brad Pitt never knew about it ever again after that. Bull.
Everyone in Hollywood the first one.
Everyone in Hollywood knew it was happening. It's a
That's
running
a
joke.
bold statement.
That
is a bold statement.
Lee, watch the jokes in the award shows. Everybody laughed at it.
What were they? What was the joke?
Your boy from Family Guy. What's his name?
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane had a friend who the same thing happened to her. Okay, she told him in confidence that please don't tell anyone. He didn't tell, but he made a joke at some award show and said, all right, these are the 5 women up for Best Actress. And the good thing that whoever wins will never have to worry about Harvey Weinstein trying to make the moves on him ever again. Everybody started laughing. That's obviously common knowledge at that point.
Well, I mean, to say, listen, there's a big difference between saying Harvey Weinstein's made moves on someone and accusing the guy of sexual rape.
Well, sexual assault doesn't matter, Lee. Rape, sexual assault, it's all wrong. Is there a scale? What, he can jerk off in front of him, but he can't rape him? It's all wrong, man. No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, here's the distinction I'm making. If the guy is asking for consensual affairs, if that's the extent of what he did, would that be bad?
No.
That's all I'm saying. If you were a serial creepy dude in Hollywood and you, like John said, they kind of work for you, is that as bad as sexually assaulting someone?
If they work for you, yes. That is a big problem. It's the same problem why there's a problem with Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. He was over her. He was an authoritative figure. That is wrong. It's not right. It's not right. That's using your authority to get sexual favors or gains from someone because of fear of losing your job.
So if you are ever in a position of higher employment over someone, you cannot.
No, you should not date
no
your
matter
employees.
what.
No
matter what.
No.
Okay.
No.
Just asking. Settle down.
All right.
You're completely triggered. You're literally a social justice warrior.
I do.
Right
no,
now.
I'm
yes,
not.
you are.
Because I'm not over there on my keyboard.
Actually,
the difference between a social justice warrior and what Dave's saying is against the law.
Yeah, that's true.
And social justice warriors are just stuff that offends them.
It's literally not against the law to ask a co-worker out for consensual sex.
No, it's not. I agree with you. It's not.
Like, so the chat is saying it's called sexual harassment.
What's wrong?
Sexual harassment is against the law.
Well,
listen, it's a gray area. Okay,
what he did was not sexual harassment.
No, obviously, what this guy did, I think it's going to prove that he is a complete creep, and we don't approve of Harvey Weinstein at all.
And I do want to bring up one more point. Yeah. A couple weeks ago on the podcast, we asked.
Here we go.
We asked a question. We asked a question.
We did.
There's three people at the party.
I've been thinking of this.
Three people at a party.
I knew this was going to come up.
I'm telling a story, John.
Yeah,
There's an adult who likes adult coloring books, and they always want to be praised for their coloring inside the lines.
Right.
There's a guy that's handsy with women, creepo, and there's a lady that takes a dump in the park in the middle of the day. Now, we asked, which of these three people would you want to hang out with? Lee, you said the coloring book person.
Right.
I said the jogger that's taking dumps in the park. John, who did you say you want to hang out with?
Harvey Weinstein. I want you.
Wow.
I don't know.
All right, let's get to Eminem. Let's get to Eminem and Trump real quick, and then we got to get to Dear John because we got some good ones. Just real quick, Eminem versus Donald Trump. Here's the biggest thing if you didn't missed it. Eminem was at the BET Awards. He gave a freestyle rap, basically attacking Trump, saying he's a piece of junk and, F him. He's destroying the country, blah, 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 blah. Do you find a problem with Eminem, who has a history of all of his lyrics attacking the LGBT community big time? Versace, someone shot me. Okay, there's a number of them. Would say the FAG word multiple times and things like that. Does he have the right to get up here and start blasting this guy when his past is pretty dicey. I mean, that's my
we've talked about this before, and when we were talking about the what was it, the drop top raindrop people on SNL, the Migos. So I think artists, comedians, musicians, artists, they always get a pass.
Okay,
right?
Should they?
I personally believe that they should. I think it's kind of mixed what you guys feel. I think once it starts intruding on what you believe, it's a problem. But as long as they're intruding on what other people believe, it's not a problem.
Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, if that's his art, that's fine. But he really needs to look at the mirror and really make amends for the things he said in the past. And he didn't back off these things in the past. And rap has a history of this, of being very homophobic. And somehow they get a pass from the left. And I don't understand why.
What do you mean they get a pass from the left?
Lee, they're never attacked for it. Are you kidding me? Like, are you joking right now? No one brings this up ever, and I've always found it kind of weird. It's almost the same thing as no one brings up Bill Clinton being accused of sexual assault by multiple women, and they're going, well, Donald Trump's been accused of sexual assault. He's the first president to ever be accused of it. No, Bill Clinton was. Are we ignoring Bill Clinton because he was a Democrat, or what's the deal here? I just feel there's a lot of, you're right, you said it best. Pick the side that works for you, justified on that side, and things like that. And they're saying, Lee, no, celebrities.
Well, I didn't say celebrities. I said artists.
Hey, artists are celebrities.
Okay, here's a point I would like to bring up. So one half of Cooter and Minx posted on Twitter that Eminem is despicable because he raps about raping and murdering women.
Okay.
So now I used to listen to Eminem way back in the day, so I'm familiar with some of his work, but not all. Did he rap about murdering women or just a woman?
His
so
girlfriend,
a woman,
a specific woman,
right? But that's not the same as. So I have a distinction between rapping about a woman.
No, he's rapping
and
about
women.
he's rapped about killing multiple women. Yes, as an Eminem fan, I can say yes, that is factual.
But isn't some of his rap like tongue in cheek? Because he didn't actually murder
his early stuff.
Well, that's true. But Donald Trump never grabbed him where he said he was going to grab him. If you say that, locker room
no,
talk.
he said he could.
He said he could.
He said I could just walk up to him and grab him by the.
I thought he said he did.
He said no. They let you do it. He never said he did do it. He said they would let you do it. So
I don't think that. Here's the difference, though.
Potato.
Here's the difference. Donald Trump is not an artist, first off, and he's
a celebrity.
He's not like tongue in cheek. I feel like Eminem is saying the stuff tongue in cheek. Like when he's rap. Do you think Eminem really hates gay people, or do you think he's making a joke about it?
Oh yes.
What makes you say that? I'm just curious.
His lyrics. I mean, constantly saying it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's how I would feel.
But he constantly said that he killed his ex-wife over and over.
I mean, saying FAG over and over again is not tongue in cheek.
Yeah,
at that
it's
point
not tongue in cheek. If I just start dropping the N-bomb, hey, it's cool, guys. It's just tongue in cheek. It's no big deal, guys.
But like, okay, here's my point. I don't know I don't know what the rap scene is. Obviously, you probably would know better than I do. But like, typically artists are very accepting of other people.
Well, some are.
He's proving that this incorrect.
I don't think in rap they are, though. Like the Migos.
I don't know.
The Migos alone is a good example. They walked off because they didn't want to be on stage with drag queens. Like, are you joking? If we did that as white males in this country, we would be lambasted, man. It wouldn't even. It would be over immediately if we're like, hey, we're going to do a podcast here at Club Play here in Nashville. Like, oh, there's going to be some drag queens. We're out. No, we're not doing this. We're out.
Maybe you're right.
That'd be a weird. I don't know why we'd be doing it at Club Play.
So you have a huge problem.
I mean,
with
look at Mel Gibson.
About Trump.
Most of the stuff he did was on like private phone conversations. The stuff that he said.
Who's that?
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, that's true.
And
yeah, they buried him.
I mean, and that thing with Migos is like that's Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
it's a national show. And they receive zero backlash, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Did you say blacklash?
Backlash.
Oh, I thought you said blacklash. Like, that's a great term.
That is a
blacklash.
I'm going to have to write that one down.
Hashtag blacklash. Well, another thing I got with it, I guess, is that, he says there at some point in this freestyle thing is that you either got to be with me or you got to be with Trump. You got to pick one, and I'm not allowing otherwise. You don't get to pick that guy. There's still Trump fans that love Eminem, and there's still probably Eminem. Well, vice versa. I just hate when artists come out, and I think a lot of them aren't very. I just don't think they're very good spokespeople for what the message they want to get across. I think it sounds good. He's coming out with an album. This is obviously going to boost his sales quite a bit. I
think that, at the end of the day, what people don't understand. Like, why is this even news? Oh, Eminem had a controversial freestyle rap. Wow.
Yeah.
Who would have
a rapper of all things?
So it says, we shouldn't, from the chat, we'll move on to Dear John, but we shouldn't care so much what other people are doing. We care so much about stupid shit, except for the Boy Scouts.
Well, here's the biggest problem I had with this, and I'll just end it with this. It wasn't even a good freestyle rap.
Lee said that. All right.
It wasn't even that good.
Okay.
I feel Eminem could have done better.
Well, there we go. Yeah. That's some of the topics for this week. Now we're going to get to our advice segment called Dear John. Here we go.
Here we go.
Dear John.
Here we go. Oh, can Lee do an acapella version of it? Okay, here we go. Dear John.
Dear John, dear John, by the time you read these lines, I'll be gone.
All right, Lee's going to read this advice column, and or a listener wrote in with a question. So
yes, this is actually a very special Dear John, because this listener had previously written to us and had got some advice, really enjoyed it, and they actually emailed us again asking for more advice. Yeah. So this is kind of thanks for looking up, John. You know, you've had some wacky advice, but evidently people are really starting to appreciate.
My message is getting out there.
For better or for worse.
So it'll explain it in the email. So, Dear John, back in March, I wrote in after I soiled my pants and threw my underwear away at a gas station. Because of that, I went the rest of the day with no underwear on, and I loved the feeling. You guys gave me the green light and said that it's not completely weird to do that and just do what makes you comfortable. I've been going commando now for the past 7 months, and I've had zero issues with it until now. You see, Burger King just introduced their spicy chicken McNuggets to the public here in Ohio. I'm a lifelong fan of anything spicy, so I had to try them. I grabbed a 10-piece yesterday after work and headed to the mall to buy my wife a birthday present. Right as I'm headed up the escalator in Macy's, I felt that infamous gut bubble I experienced back in March. Let me tell you that having a chili cook-off in your pants will give you a form of PTSD, and you will second-guess every form of gas you have for the following year. This instance, however, there was actually a need to worry. I don't know how else to say it other than I crapped myself on the escalator with no underwear on. The panic set in almost immediately. I found a $15 pair of sweats, did the pudding pants shovel over to the cashier, and made my purchase. The only option I had at that point was to buy a pair of pants, change into them, and leave the bad news behind. So I did just that. I do feel terrible for whoever found that disaster piece later on in the dressing room. My question for John is this. It seems as if my favorite type of food is spicy, is disagreeing with me more and more as I get older. Imagine your favorite food in the world. Is it worth giving up if you crap yourself twice a year from it? I just think maybe there is a supplement or an antacid I can take to fix the issue. Thanks, guys.
John.
Well.
From, I guess, Poopy Pants in Ohio?
Poopy Pants in Ohio.
Well, I mean, there's some options. What you should do is consult your doctor, find out what the best course of action is. What I would do is just find out whatever diarrhea medication works for you and take it before you eat spicy stuff. When you get older, more stuff is gonna make you disagree. And in case, whenever you desire to eat something remotely like that, those are the days you should be wearing your drawers.
Oh my God!
Don't go commando on those days.
Yeah. So I'm going through the same issues of this. I have not, luckily for me, at this point in my life,
you hadn't.
I've never
have a run in that close.
Not yet. I've come.
Let's knock on wood there.
I've come close, but
let's see what you did there.
What I've done, I did go to my doctor, and he gave me. Actually, I'm on medication now for antacid. I mean, heartburn and acid reflux. I have it really, really bad, and if I don't take the medication, I'm in bad shape. Like at night, I can't go to sleep. It's like the throat. I'm getting the acid reflux coming up and hurting, and it's not fun. And I love spicy food,
and it happens more and more the older you get.
Yes, and so it sucks. And I've just learned that I have to take my medication. And there's some days I do want to get that extra hot chicken. I just go, I got to dial it back because even with the medication, it still affects me bad. And that's part of the joys of growing up, of getting older, is that life sucks. You know what I mean? And so do you think you think he should continue to eat the spicy food?
I think he should go to the doctor first.
Okay.
And really, get advice from his doctor, because there may be courses of action where his doctor's like, look, it's fine, but you have to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And there you go. I mean, I know if I had a doctor that told me I couldn't eat red meat anymore,
yeah,
I would not like that doctor at all.
I thought you were going to say I'd get a new doctor. But
I probably would. But,
there's some good stuff in the chat. Not Playing Stupid podcast. So go check those guys out. They hang with us all the time. We love them. They constantly have stories on their podcast about missing the bathroom. So it's obviously, he says it's that hot sauce life, bro. I mean,
I know. If you're only doing this twice a year, then that's not really
bad.
a problem. Yeah.
But they've had segments on their show where they talk about not making it. And there's another podcast I listen to, Mad at Dad, where they talk about it quite a bit as well. And they sometimes have to reset the clock. They have a clock going hours and days from last incident, and if one of them misses, doesn't make it to the toilet, they reset the clock. So
I honestly don't. I don't know what that life is like.
There was
That's so foreign of a concept to me.
For those of you who have ever watched Duck Dynasty, there was an episode where they went to a gym and there was a sign above the jacuzzi that said, if you've had diarrhea within the last 2 weeks, don't enter the hot tub. And Uncle Si, of all people, said, I can't remember when I've gone 2 weeks without having diarrhea.
Oh my God.
So, I mean,
tune in next week, boys, for Duck Dynasty segment.
Duck
where
Dynasty
John
recap.
tells Duck Dynasty stories.
Oh, John, he's got to get you on that. Well, so basically, go to your doctor and just it's to say, not playing stupid. Just keep rolling the dice, bro. Shit happens. All right, I think that sums up. There we go.
There you go.
All right, there we go. That's our dude. John, please write us if you have questions such as that. We want to thank that person that wrote us. We know who they are. We're not going to give their name out, but you can write us at bybpod@gmail.com. That's bybpod@gmail.com. Or you can go to the website, bybpod.com. There's a form that you can fill out. Please send us your questions. John loves answering them. And that advice actually is not bad this week. You did hang out with a groper 2 weeks ago, but that's fine. All right, so we're not doing Blame Your Selfie this week. I don't think there were enough submissions, so we'll just keep moving on. So we do want to do the major key of the week, but before we do that, do we just want to roll it all into one? Okay, here we go.
Roll it all into
major
one.
Key.
So let me give you a major key. Where is the key?
That is not the key. I want the key.
Give us the keys. So let me give you a major key.
And you really do have the key.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys now.
All right, so it's time for Major Key. Now, we didn't have one last week for episode 61, but we did have Adam Cox wrote us with one. I think we're going to go with that. Lee, go ahead. What was the major key for last week's episode?
Don't clean with dry wipes.
There we go. Don't clean with dry wipes. And this segment is brought to you by Dude Wipes. If you go to dudewipes.com and tell them Blame Your Brother sent you, you will get 0% of a discount, but they will know. And we're going to try to sponsor up. Actually, Jay from Radio Vegas Rocks said his show is actually sponsored by Dude Wipes, and he told me kind of how we might be able to get sponsorship with them. So I'm going to be working on that. But
do you have your wipes on you right now?
No, not right now. So if I had to go now, I'd be in trouble. But I mean, I've used.
We have some wipes upstairs.
Okay, good.
If you need some, bro.
You need those wipes, bro. I don't know who in this world is dry wiping. It's unacceptable, really. I mean, it's unacceptable.
I dry wipe all the time.
Well, you're unacceptable. That's not bad.
I also don't have explosive diarrhea as much as everyone else, evidently.
Well, it's bad when it happens. It happens to me before. So, all right. Okay, so episode 61, don't clean with dry wipes. All right, so
are we gonna?
Now we need a major key for episode 62. John, what did you say earlier? I think it was pretty good.
Don't record yourself when doing cocaine.
I thought you said something about a stripper.
Well, you tell us what he said.
I forget what he said. I said write it down. You didn't write it down.
Mine was cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Someone said rape is bad. I mean, there's a lot. I don't care. You guys.
Rape is bad is pretty good.
Rape is bad. Okay. Rape is bad is our major key of the week for episode 62.
Everybody. I got the keys now.
All right. There you go, guys. We got through another episode. That's episode 62. Oh, never trust a stripper is what he said. Which is pretty good, too. I don't know, man. Well, we're going to go with rape is bad for this week. Yeah. All right. So this was episode 62, guys. You hung out with us. Hopefully you had a good time. go check out the podcast. You can go specifically to bybpod.com. That's our website. All past episodes are there, all 62 of them. Listen to all of them. Go on a binge fest if you need to. Go check it out. You'll love all the past episodes. A lot of links there. We got all of our social media links. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also ways to get the podcast every week. Subscribe via Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play. There's so many ways to get the podcast. If you're ever confused about how to get it, please come. Just message us, and we'll tell you how to get the podcast. If you buy stuff on Amazon, there's an Amazon link there. We encourage you to use that. Once you click on that link, it'll take you to Amazon. You can make your purchases, and everything you buy will get a small percentage of. Doesn't cost you any extra, and helps the show immensely as we need more equipment in the future. Also, if you want to buy one of those awesome Blame Your Brother shirts, we had some great pictures go up this week from Katie, who lives in Florida. She took some really great pictures in her Blame Your Brother shirt. So go check that out on our Instagram page. And then if you want to get one yourself, you just go to the link on the website. It says purchase a Blame Your Brother shirt. Boom, click on that link. You can buy a shirt and be the hit of the town. And we mentioned Radio Vegas Rocks earlier. Go check those guys out. They have streamed our show from the beginning. That's radiovegas.rocks if you go to the website, or you can get them on TuneIn, the TuneIn app as well. They're very cool. Go like our Facebook page. We try to get interactive on there. I'm trying to put up like special little videos during the week, just Facebook exclusive. And like I said, you can email the show if you want advice from John. Go fill that form out, or anything. You can tell us anything on there. Donate to the show. If you got a lot of money you just want to give to us, we'll take it from you, but you don't have to do that, guys. We just enjoy doing the show. So I guess we kind of hit everything you think. Everything good? Everything good? All right, Lee, with that being said, anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.